CDBG is our acronym for the block grants. Has been a tremendous asset to cities and towns all over the country, for that matter. And I do believe that these communities are limited only by their own imagination. The way the law is written, CDBG can be used to further whatever vision a mayor and council will lay out for their particular communities, and it can be housing in one area, streetscaping in another. It can even be water and sewage in some other areas. So whatever vision that a mayor and council would have could very well be undergirded by CDBG. I have seen it work different ways in different communities, as you know. Charleston and Columbia, Sumter and Orangeburg, all in my district for 20 years. But it allows some creative approaches to home ownership. It allows creative approaches to home occupancy. I think that these resources ought to be targeted into areas where they're needed, and CDBG can be targeted into communities of need. I believe that we ought to always work to strengthen our weakest link. In some communities, there are weak links. Once again, the role is limited by our own expression of needs, our own imaginations. I think that I also admire what's taking place here with homelessness in Columbia. I believe sincerely, though, that we ought to be careful how we utilize these funds. Homelessness is something that needs to be tackled, but I look upon the housing the homeless the way I look at putting in, say, low-income housing. You ought to really look at how you can spread these homes throughout the community, and I think we ought to do the same thing with homelessness. I don't think that we ought to start warehousing people. That's not been useful in the past. I believe very strongly in CDBG. I believe very strongly in the federal government forming partnerships with state and local governments and the private sector in doing some of the things that need to be done. So I'm always going to be an advocate for these kinds of programs. I'm also an advocate of finding the right formula by which we can target resources. I've been working for some time now on something I call 10, 20, 30, looking at communities where 30% or more of the population been stuck beneath the poverty level for the last 30 years, and then targeting at least 10% of the money in that category into these communities, 10, 20, 30. It's now started to catch on. In the recovery package, we put that formula in the rural development section of the recovery package, and it worked famously. So I think it's very important for government at all levels to be creative, be innovative, and look at the kind of community input that comes from CDBG and other local programs to fashion a response going forward. I admire what Mayor Benjamin is doing here, and I admire what the community development staff is doing. I think they do a great job. I said to one, in fact, I told the mayor of Sumter, one of the most impressive evenings I've had in a long time was driving up North Main Street and just happened to glance up in my rearview mirror, and I looked back and I could see all the way back to the Capitol Dome. That was just an awesome sight to me, and I know it was streetscape in the CDBG that got that done.